ಸೂರ್ಯೋದಯ ಚಂದ್ರೋದಯ ದೇವರ ದಯ ಕಾಣೋ ಆನಂದಮಯ ಜಗದಯ. ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಕೃಪೆ ಕಾಣೋ ಸೂರ್ಯನು ಬರೀ ರವಿಯಲ್ಲವೋ ಆ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿಯ ಮಾಡೋ ಬಿಸಿಲಿರು ಬರೀ ಬಿಸಿಲಲ್ಲವೋ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಕೃಪೆ ಕಾಣೋ ಸೂರ್ಯನು ಬರೀ ರವಿಯಲ್ಲವೋ ಆ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿಯ ಮಾಡೋ ಆನಂದಮಯ ಜಗದಯ. ವಿವದನವೇ ಶಿವ ಸದನವೋ ಬರಿ ಕಣ್ಣದು ಮಣ್ಣೋ ಶಿವನಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯವೇ ಶವಮುಖದ ಕಣ್ಣೋ ರವಿವದನವೇ ಶಿವ ಸದನವೋ ಬರಿ ಕಣ್ಣದು ಮಣ್ಣೋ ಶಿವನಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯವೇ ಶವಮುಖದ ಕಣ್ಣೋ ಆನಂದಮಯ ಜಗದಯ. ಹೃದಯವಕ ಅದೆಂದು ಸದ ಅನ್ನೋ ಶಿವ ಕಾಣದೆ ಕವಿ ಕುರುಡನೋ ಶಿವ ಕಾವ್ಯದ ಕಣ್ಣೋ ಉದಯದೊಳೆ ಹೃದಯವಕ ಅದೆಂದು ಸದ ಕಣ್ಣೋ ಶಿವ ಕಾಣದೆ ಕವಿ ಕುರುಡನೋ ಶಿವ ಕಾವ್ಯದ ಕಣ್ಣೋ ಆನಂದಮಯ ಜಗದಯ. ಏತಕ್ಕೆ ಭಯ ಮಾಡೋ ಸೂರ್ಯೋದಯ ಚಂದ್ರೋದಯ ದೇವರ ದಯ ಕಾಣೋ ಆನಂದಮಯ ಜಗದಯ.
Ladies and gentlemen, every transformative journey begins with one spark, a spark of vision, conviction, and courage. Today, we stand at the dawn of such a journey with Pro Legal Trust Saratya, and its helm is a team and a man whose idea do not just create projects, it creates possibilities. A leader who believes that law is not merely a profession, but a responsibility to society, a visionary who dares to dream of legal ecosystem that is more informed, more empowered and more accessible. ನ್ಯಾಯದ ಬೆಳಕನ್ನು ಸಮಾಜದ ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆ ಹರಡಬೇಕು ಎಂಬ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೋ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ನ ಮಹತ್ವಾಕಾಂಕ್ಷಿ ಪಯಣಕ್ಕೆ ದಾರಿದೀಪವಾಗಿ ನಿಂತಿರುವವರು ಶ್ರೀ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೆಚ್ಎಲ್. He is the heart behind Pro Legal Trust, the mind behind the evolution of Legal Limelight magazine, and driving force behind the movement that unites advocates, academicians, communicators, and thought leaders. His mission is simple yet profound: to create a platform where knowledge is celebrated, voices are heard, and legal fraternity grows together. With this mission, ಇಂತಹ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯುಳ್ಳ ನಾಯಕನನ್ನು ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಲು ಇಚ್ಛಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. It is my honor, privilege and joy to present to you the man who is just stepping into a role but stepping forward into a purpose, our chairman of Pro Legal Trust, Sri Ramakrishna H.L. Ladies and gentlemen, with warm applause, let us welcome him with pride to embark this journey with his remarkable words. I request sir to please render the welcome address and welcome our dignitaries.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಹೊಡಿಬೋದು ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ. ಬ್ರೀಫಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಲೀಗಲ್ ಲೈಮ್ಲೈಟು ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬ ರೂರಲ್ ಸೈಡಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥವನೇ, ಗೌರಿಬಿದನೂರು ನಮ್ಮ ನೇಟಿವು. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾನು SS ಪದ್ಮರಾಜನವರ ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದೆ, LLB ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಒಂದು 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದೆ. ನಿವೃತ್ತ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರಾದಂಥ ಶಿವರಾಜ್ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು, ಅಶೋಕ್ ಹುದ್ದಾರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 6ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಲಾಂಚ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಅಶೋಕ್ ಹಾರ್ನಳ್ಳಿಯವರು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಅದನ್ನು ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದೆ. ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಡೆಲ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲೇಟಿನ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಅದೀಗ ಒಂದು ಹಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝೈನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈಗ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝೈನು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ಪ್ರೋ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇವತ್ತೊಂದು ಬುಕ್ಕೂ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಇದು ಲೀಗಲ್ ಲೈನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಹಂತ. ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ, ವಕೀಲರ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯ ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ಸರ್ವೋಚ್ಚ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯದ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರಾದಂಥ ವಿಶ್ರಾಂತಿ ಅಂದ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಗೌಡ್ರು ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರನ್ನ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ತುಂಬ ಹೃದಯದಿಂದ ಒಪ್ಪಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ಸ್, ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗೋಂಥದ್ದು. ದ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಗುರುಗಳಾದಂಥ BV ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಸಾಹೇಬರು. ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗಲೂ ಸಹ ಅವರಿಷ್ಟು, ನಾನು ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಅವ್ರ ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರನೂ ಮಾತಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಒಂದು ಥೀಮ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು ಆಸೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಥೀಮ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಥೀಮ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ DR ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಪ್ಪು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರಣ, ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಜಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ದ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಸುಮಾರು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಗೀತಾ ಅವರು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. PRO ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. PRO ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನನ್ ಅದರ್ ದೆನ್ MB ಜಯರಾಮ್ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅವರು SM ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ 5 ವರ್ಷ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. KPCನಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾಗಿ ರಿಟೈರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ PROನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫೌಂಡರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಮರಿಟಿಸ್. ಸರ್ ತಮಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲನೂ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಹೆಡ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರೇ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಗೀತಾ ಶಂಕರ್. ತಮಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ನೀವೇನೇ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. RTN KS ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕೆ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸನ್ ಅಂತ, ಇವರು ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಮಲ್ಲಿರೋರು. ಅವರು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಸೌತು, ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರೋರೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋವಂಥವ್ರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಯಾರ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳೋದು, ಯಾರ ಹೆಸರು ಬಿಡೋದು, ಆ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇದೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಬುಕ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ MK ನಟರಾಜ್ IPS ರಿಟೈರ್ಡ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ನಾನು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕರೆದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. MK ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀನಾರಾಯಣ ಅವ್ರು ಬರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಭೆಗೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸುಶೀಲಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರೆದೆ, ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮೀಯರು, ಸದಾ ನಾವು ಜೊತೆಲೇ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಕೆ ದಿವಾಕರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬರೀ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಒಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. KG ಕಾಮತ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಕೂಡ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಹುರುಪಿರೋ ಅಂಥವ್ರು KG ಕಾಮತ್ ಅವರು. ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಶ್ರೀಕಾಂತ್ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರು ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ವರುಣ್ ಗೌಡ್ ಅವರು ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಬರ್ಬೋದು. 5:30 ತನಕ ಕೇಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ನನಗೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಈ ಥರ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಲೈನ್ ರೇಟ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟವರು ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಹುದ್ದಾರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು, ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಡಿ ಹುದ್ದಾರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು. ಅವ್ರ ಚೇಂಬರಲ್ಲೇ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ತುಂಬ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಕಾರಣಾಂತರದಿಂದ ಅವ್ರು ಇವತ್ತು ಬರೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಅಕ್ಷಯ್ ಹುದ್ದಾರ್ ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಂಗ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸರ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಈ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಭಾರಿ ಕಷ್ಟವಾದಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ. ನಮ್ಮ TN ಕನಕರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್, ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್, ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. ತಮಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸರ್. ಇಷ್ಟು ನಾನು ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನನಗೊಂದು ಬಲಗೈಯಾಗಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋರು ಮುರಳೀಧರ್ K ಅವರು, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್, ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. ತಮಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸರ್. ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಲ್ಗತ್ತಿಯವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ರಾಧಾಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿರಿನಾಡು ಮಹಾಸಭಾದ ಗುಂಪೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಸುದರ್ಶನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅವ್ರ ಕೊಲೀಗ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ವಿ ಪ್ರದೀಪ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಯಮಾಡಿ HV ಮುರಳೀಧರ್ ಅವರು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. HV ಮುರಳೀಧರ್ ಅವರು ಬನ್ನಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝೈನ್ಗೆ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ದ ಚೀಫ್ ಎಡಿಟರ್. ಅವರು ದಯಮಾಡಿ ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ತಮಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸರ್. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you, sir, for your words that reflect on the vision behind the Pro Legal Trust and for warmly welcoming all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Today, as we have gathered here for the significant occasion, let us illuminate our path with the light of wisdom. As the ancient prayer of Upanishad beautifully says, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. ಇದು ಕೇವಲ ದೀಪ ಬೆಳಗಿಸುವುದು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಜ್ಞಾನ, ಸತ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಶುದ್ಧತೆಯ ದೀಪವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮೊಳಗೆ ಬೆಳಗಿಸುವ ಸಂಭ್ರಮವಾಗಿದೆ. Ladies and gentlemen, now we proceed with the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to please come forward to do the lighting of the lamp.
ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಕಾಮತ್ ಅವರು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ತಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸರ್.
Here he comes, Mr. Arvind Kamath, the Additional Solicitor General of India, with a round applause. We'll welcome him. So please join us for the lighting of the lamp. Opportunity to introduce the heartbeat behind today's gathering, Pro-Legal Trust Saranthya, a trust envisioned to build an empowered legal society where justice, legal literacy and ethical advocacy are accessible to all. A trust envisioned, as I say, as outlined in the brochure you have with you today, that is Pro-Legal Trust is guided by a powerful vision and mission to strengthen, mentor and uplift the legal fraternity from students to senior legal professionals. Its initiative spans across legal education and capacity building, publications and knowledge sharing, community legal awareness, youth empowerment, technology and innovation in law, policy development, grassroots outreach to the community level and to touch the rural people. Apart from that, we are all looking for the global collaborations to become the global citizens of India. In short, Pro-Legal Trust is not just an organization, it is a movement to build a better, stronger, smarter, compassionate legal fraternity in India. So today we extend an open invitation to all of you here. If you believe in empowering the next generation of lawyers, if you wish to mentor, guide, contribute and collaborate, if you want to be part of our national legal renaissance, please be part of Pro-Legal Trust. We warmly welcome you to join hands with us. Your support will immensely help us. So with a huge round of applause, I take this moment as the first beginning of Pro-Legal Trust. With a huge round of applause, your blessings, please shower us some blessings so that we take this forward with the chairmanship of Ramakrishna Hedgel. I now take a moment and feel honored. There are achievers and then there are institutions. Today, we have the privilege of welcoming an institution in himself, a man whose name is synonymous with integrity, courage, and unwavering commitment to justice, Shri B.V. Acharya, former Advocate General, Karnataka, and an eminent prosecutor. Born in Belpu, village of Udupi in 1933, his journey from a small town scholar to one of India's most respected legal luminaries reads like a chapter straight out of history. Completing his law from Madras University, he enrolled as an advocate in the year 1957, and what followed was not just a legal career but a legacy. He has served as additional public prosecutor, district government pleader, chairman of the Karnataka State Bar Council, five-term Advocate General for Karnataka under different governments, a rare human in itself. And it is an honor. As special public prosecutor, he handled some of the most complex and national crucial cases, from Bhadravati Krishna murder case to high-profile disproportionate asset cases of Chalvi Jayalalitha, where his arguments were praised across the country for his fearless clarity, I say. As D.V. Gundappa in Mankutima Kagga he says, Satyavondu saviya maddu, Satyavannu seleyuva jeevana hadi. Truth is the sweetest medicine. Truth alone guides the path of life. Sri B.V. Acharya's entire life has been a living embodiment of that truth. Unyielding, unbending, and unafraid at all. With over 5 decades, almost 70 years in the legal fraternity, from starting his journey from Tashaldar's courts to the Supreme Court of India, Sri Acharya has shaped the jurisprudence across generations. Honored with the doctorate by Mangalore University and celebrated during the High Court's Golden Jubilee for completing 50 years at the bar. Sir, he remains the gold standard of what lawyer can aspire to be. A scholar with conscience, I repeat, a prosecutor with principle, and above all, a human being with extraordinary simplicity. I now call upon it with the deepest honor, the legend, a torchbearer of justice, a man who has inspired countless legal minds across India, to please render the inaugural address on this Advocates' Day celebration.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ವಾದ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗಿ ಈಗ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪಂಡಿತರ ಮಗ. ನನ್ನ ತಂದೆಯವರು ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರು ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮಾತು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಆನರಬಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ವಿ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಗೌಡ, ಶ್ರೀ H.L. Ramakrishna, Chairman of the Trust, all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, because it is not possible to individually address so many VIPs and men of great standing, and all my friends. It gives me great pleasure to inaugurate today's celebration, which is Advocates' Day celebration. It is my privilege to do so, and I do it with great pleasure. And one important aspect is, I feel privileged to inaugurate a function which is presided over by Justice V. Gopal Gowda. He was a great judge. He is known for always helping the poor, weaker sections of the society, vulnerable people, and very human touch. To give one short example of his consideration for the weaker sections is, when I was in the High Court, an advocate was arguing before a division bench against a judgment delivered by Justice Gopal Gowda. The judges were repeatedly saying there is no ground at all to interfere, we will not interfere. But still the lawyer went on persisting as usual. At that stage, the senior judge, I think it is Justice Ashok Bhan, said, Mr. Advocate, you see, you are appearing for a workman. Yes. And you have gone before Justice Gopala Gowda for relief and it has been refused. If Justice Gopala Gowda has not given relief to you, a workman, then none else can do it. How can you expect us to give any relief to you? And Sri Gopal Gowda, Justice Gopal Gowda in the Supreme Court has also earned a great name, because in Supreme Court generally judges just say SLP dismissed, dismissed. And Justice Gopal Gowda had earned a great reputation as a judge, a relief-oriented judge. That was the reputation. So it gives me great pleasure to be on the dais along with him. Now, our profession of law is considered to be a noble profession. It is a service-oriented profession and not a business. The primary duty of a lawyer is to serve the society, serve the interest of the litigant. Accepting remuneration, reasonable remuneration is all right because it is his profession. But the main object is service, just like doctors. A patient goes to a doctor and he helps you. A person who is deprived of justice comes to a lawyer and it is his duty to do his best to the client. Whatever amount or fee he has paid is irrelevant. In every case, whether it is of a rich person or poor person, whatever be the fee he has paid, the duty of a lawyer is to do his best. And at the end of every case, he must consider, have I legally done everything possible for my client? That should be the measure of satisfaction. And today being a Advocates Day, I am saying we have our professional ethics, and it is the duty of every advocate to see that this professional ethics is strictly followed. We, the lawyers, have a duty to conduct ourselves in a dignified manner in the court. You have to be fair to the other side. More than that, you have to be fair to the court. And our opposite lawyer, by force of habit, we say, my learned friend, without meaning either. But what we should, according to me, we must really acknowledge that the other side lawyer is both learned and a friend. That is how we can see that our profession acts with great dignity. Today, in our country, democracy has survived. According to me, it is the judiciary that is mainly responsible for it. Judiciary, I mean, when I say judiciary, it is both the judges and the lawyers together. And nowadays, there is a trend of denigrating the judges and the judiciary in some sections. No, the judges cannot defend themselves. They can't go to the public. It is the duty of the lawyers to defend the judges whenever there is an attack on them. I don't say that there are no shortcomings in the judiciary, but all will admit without doubt that of the three wings of the government, judiciary has throughout done far better than the other two wings of the government. Therefore, it is our duty to see that the prestige of the judiciary is maintained. We as lawyers, apart from fighting for the cause of the litigants in a court of law, we have also a duty towards the society. Every lawyer should conduct himself in such a dignified manner that the society must consider him as a model. He should be, a lawyer should be a model for the ordinary common man. Our conduct must be such that others should emulate our conduct, and this is what we are expected to do. Now, without taking much time, there are so many speakers here out there. I extend my best wishes to all the advocates of the state on this occasion where we are celebrating Advocates Day. Thank you for your patience. I sincerely thank Mr. Ramakrishna and the organizers for giving me this opportunity of participating in this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It was an honor listening to you. Your words today were not merely an address. They were an inheritance of wisdom. Every sentence carried the weight of experience and the warmth of a teacher who has lived by example. Sri Acharya, sir, your life has been a perfect harmony of both wisdom and experience. We are deeply grateful for your presence, your guidance, and your inspiring message this evening. Communication is not just art of expression. It's the art of influence, connection, and transformation. And standing at the forefront of this transformative domain is an organization that has shaped communicators across industries, the Public Relations Council of India. Today, we have with us a leader who has empowered voices, built platforms, championed ethics, and elevated communication from a profession to a force of national impact. Mrs. Geeta Shankar, National Chairwoman of PRCI, a visionary who believes that communication does not or just to tell a story, but to build a society. Saying this, under her stewardship, PRCI has grown into a global network of communicators, media professionals, thinkers, and change makers, I say. Her commitment to knowledge sharing, youth mentorship, and national level initiatives has made PRCI a powerhouse in India's communication landscape. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಸಂವಹನ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಸ ದಿಕ್ಸೂಚಿಯಾಗಿರುವ ಮತ್ತು ನೇತೃತ್ವವನ್ನು ತೋರುತ್ತಿರುವ ಇವರು ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಗೀತಾ ಶಂಕರ್. It is my honor to invite her to present the PRCI initiatives, a glimpse into the remarkable work, influence, and vision of this prestigious organization. Please render it, ma'am.
Elrigu namaskara. Good evening, all of you. Thank you so much for this introduction. I think M.B. Jairam, Chairman Emeritus, deserves this. Okay, sir, March 3rd, 2004, when no one would have thought about starting an association only for PR and communication professionals, this visionary, Mr. M.B. Jairam, started this in his office in KPCL in Racecourse Road. So a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. 21 years old. We are just entering. And we started with 5 chapters all over India. And today, we are very proud to say, we have 60 chapters all over India. And the recent one was started in Tiruchinappalli under the guidance of Rotarian Srinivasan. Well, we've grown to a very great extent bringing in the media professionals, advertising people, PR practitioners, HR, academicians, and thanks to Ramakrishna, we are now with a legal crowd also. So it is something, he's a Bangalore chapter chairman, and the first chapter in India who started off with legal communication. Again, another big round of applause. Thank you so much. Otherwise, we would not have had the opportunity to meet the distinguished guests here on the dais and all our noble professionals, legal professionals of the dais. Thank you so much. Well, what does Public Relations Council of India do? With 60 chapters all over India, we do a lot of celebrations and important things like the Communicators Day, the Daughters Day, and many other special days, Environment Day, etc. 60 chapters are independent with their own chairman or their chairpersons and their office bearers. And we are growing every day, and different places all over India, they want to become members. And we also bring out periodicals. We bring out magazines called the Chanakya, which is for the PR and the communication professionals, Kautilya for the youth who study in college and universities, and Advika, an exclusive women magazine. Well, this Chanakya, Kautilya, and Advika have found their places in different universities where case studies in PR and communication have been shared, and this is a guiding magazine to all the students who are doing their research. Apart from this, PRCI also arranges global communication conclaves every year. We've had 19 global conclaves all over India, and the recent one happened in Goa, where Goa's chief minister and the governor were an important part of us, and they were there as our important guests. And apart from this, we do a lot of communication activities and activities regarding Green is Forever, where we have won court cases where cutting down of trees in Mumbai has also been stopped. We have a long way to go, my dear friends, and here an important aspect is combining with the PR professionals, which I would like to add here. Well, public relations and legal communications often intersect, though they are intrinsically different. While legal communications primarily focus on the technical aspects of law, PR goes beyond aiming to connect, build relationships, and manage the reputation of lawyers or firms in the public sphere. PR communication. How can we help legal communication? We help you to develop a strong brand image, especially when there are crises. They are inevitable in your legal world, and strong PR involves strategic communication that mitigates damage, maintains client trust, and salvages the firm's reputation. Reputation management, it is the digital space being a common platform for airing dissatisfaction. Managing a firm's or an attorney's reputation is very important. This involves actively monitoring the firm's online presence and addressing any negative sentiments appropriately. And if you are able to join hands with us, a healthy media relationship can be nurtured, which can enable the law firms to communicate their achievements, manage crises, and enhance their overall image. Building relationship with stakeholders is another one. For example, such as judges, clients, and other legal professionals is paramount for a successful PR in law. This involves regular communication, appreciation, and proactive response to feedback. A law firm could leverage PR to inform public opinion around high-stakes litigation and making the public more sympathetic to its line of argument. We are not only promoters of law firms, my dear friends, but PR. We are active shapers of the industry's broader societal narrative. So legal professionals working with PR professionals do not just win cases. In fact, we can win hearts. Thank you so much, and thank you for this lovely opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for clearly telling what PRCI is and what PRCI initiatives are. It was tremendous hearing from you, and we are all looking forward to collaborate with PRCI going forward. Every era presents a new challenge to the legal mind, and today the challenge is artificial intelligence, the AI world. AI is not just reshaping technology, it is redefining the future of justice, ethics, responsibility, and human decision making. To enlighten us on this crucial and fascinating theme, we are honored to have with us one of the most respected legal thinkers of our time, a man whose clarity, depth, and scholarship have inspired generations of lawyers, Shri D.R. Ravishankar, Senior Advocate. ನ್ಯಾಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಭವಿಷ್ಯ ರೂಪಿಸುವ ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತಿಕೆಯನ್ನು, ಹೊಸ ಯುಗದ ಸವಾಲುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಹೊಂದಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು ಎಂಬುದಕ್ಕೆ ದಿಕ್ಕು ತೋರುವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಇವರು. A distinguished practitioner known for his intellectual rigor, his mastery for constitutional and commercial law, and his forward-looking interpretation of emerging legal landscapes. He is the perfect voice to speak on the theme Legal Minds in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, please join hands and welcome Dr. Sri D.R. Ravishankar sir for the keynote address.
Thank you so much. Honorable Mr. Justice V. Gopal Gowda, Sir V.V. Acharya sir, Mr. Kamath, the dignitaries honored of the dais. This is a very tricky issue because there is nothing artificial in artificial intelligence. I was having the services of an intern who came from Jindal University. He was in the second year. So essentially means that he should be about 20 years old. Very sharp fellow. Then there was one criminal petition which I had to argue. So I was asking them to just prepare some notes, pull out the judgments and give it, pertaining to some 498A case, where the complaint was filed by the wife against about 12-13 of the family members. Most of the documents or the statements which was recorded by the police forming a part of the charge sheet was in Kannada. And he was a person who was from Haryana, from Jindal Law School. He did not know Kannada. Usually we have a practice in our office because probably because of the slippery hands, we tend to lose the files often. So we keep all the files scanned and then the digital copies are available. So he took the digital copy. By the clock, he looked into the file. He translated the files to the knowledge, to the language of his knowledge, that is English. And then he prepared a note on this by running prompts and commands on the tools or the AI tools which he was using, gave me a 3-page note. What did the note indicate? Chronology of events. Every single event which is there in that is forthcoming. Complaint, what paragraph wise is stated. Then what is the evidence which is there? What legal points I have to urge? What are the supporting judgments? And believe me, this is a volume consisting of about 800 pages, documents in Kannada. A person not knowing Kannada runs through this document and gives me the input as to what I am required to argue with the judgments in 15 minutes. 700 pages. This is what we are now talking about. This is what is called as artificial intelligence. Now when we speak about artificial intelligence, this is now a reality. I was thinking how it would have been when the fire was invented for the first time as a utility, wheel was invented and they started using it, or maybe when the electricity was invented and they started using it. I now have the same feel that this is something which is going to have a transformative realm in the field with which we are dealing, or every other aspect with which we will be dealing with. Now when it comes to legal minds, very tricky. Because legal minds are trained minds. We don't become lawyers by completing our law graduations. We become lawyers because of the process of the training which we undergo under the aegis of the senior counsel, the senior advocates, the process of the justice delivery which we find from the courts and various data which we collect. There is an element of training which comes about. This training or a legal minds training is with an element of compassion, emotion, pragmatism, practicality. Oh, everything is there. We are human beings and we understand the human problems as human problems, not as legal problems. So this is where we score a point over what is now called as the artificial intelligence. But I was, after Mr. Muralidhar and Ramchandra came and said that we'll have to, then I started reading about what is this artificial intelligence all about. Though I am using it. See, I've been using Perplexity, I've been using ChatGPT, I've been using the Case Mine, I've been using the Lexis AI. There is various, but this is meant only for the research and for the purpose of making notes, etc. But after I started reading this, then what I found was, there was a survey conducted in United States in relation to, if you know something about the United States legal system, in the lawyers' offices and the law firms, major portion of the expenditure is towards what is called as the law researchers and the paralegals. So they may do the major work because there's a lot of paperwork involved. Thomson Reuters, who conducted this survey, found that 44% of the manpower which was otherwise required in various law firms is now reduced because of the AI. The paperwork is being handled by the AI and the research work is handled by the AI, and most of this work is taken out by them. And as I said, nowadays I find from the younger generations who have joined the profession, they are hands-on with this artificial intelligence, and probably, I will come to the cons a little later, but they do score an edge over the lawyers of that age in our generation. They are more equipped, they are more informed, and they have got a better exposure to the information. With this, I started finding out how better this is doing with reference to the judicial systems elsewhere. So what I found was, in Argentina, which was one of the countries to experiment this for the first time, now every filing which is taking place, it goes into scanning. The artificial intelligence picks up if the matters are similar in nature, more or less similar in nature, same subjects, similar to our roster allocations, is done through an artificial intelligence. If the points of law or similar aspects are to be considered, it gets bundled up and goes before one of the judges with the inputs as to what is the matter is all about. So judges do their bit of job. They will also ascertain as to whether this is done. And after this process was undertaken by the Argentinian judiciary, they found that within a span of 1 year, the extent of postings and disposals increased by 40%. So 1 year, 40% is like, it's like mind-boggling. Now, we also find, of course, there are various other countries, I'll not take your time on that. Supreme Court also has now started with this process. Now this is in the experimental stage. SUAS is already there. So once the judgment is delivered by the Supreme Court, there is the SUAS, which is a AI tool which is developed for Supreme Court. So now if I am a Kannadi guy, if I don't know the language in which the Supreme Court has delivered the judgment, that is English, not necessary. I can just type and get the judgment in the language in which I am acquainted with. That's in Kannada, or in Hindi, or in Haryanvi, or in Tamil. Any language you can get it. So this is one software which has been adopted by the Supreme Court. Adalat AI is one of the other softwares there which they are experimenting. Now there is one more AI which they are experimenting. I do not know to what extent this is what the Supreme Court is doing. We find that Supreme Court's judges have taken divergent views in relation to similar matters. which is more or less contemporaneous, sometimes at different points of time. Sometimes even the constitution bench judgments are ignored and then some principles of law is evolved. Now, the Supreme Court is now examining this EI which says, if I render the judgment and then I run that EI with the Supreme Court database, this is that Adalat EI, it will point out the principle of law which has been laid down by the concerned judge. Is it in conformity with, or is there similar judgments to that, or is there any conflicting judgments to the point? So, which brings about some element of uniformity in the manner in which the judgments are being delivered, because this is very dangerous for the lawyers to say the least, because we will appear for both the sides. I will always expect the judges to deliver judgments on both the sides. Now, this is something which we find is very progressive in terms of artificial intelligence. Various aspects in relation to artificial intelligence at various levels is being experimented by the legal professionals who are the judicial minds and the judges alike. But some, of course, very recently, Mr. Kamath would be knowing about this, the income tax commissioners, now something called as faceless and all these things, every judgment which was coming from the income tax commissioners was verbatim or more or less the same, citing some judgments which was not there or something like that came about. Then the judges found these were all AI generated judgments. So more or less the same. So en masse. So when we used to appear before the judges, we used to say that this is the same matter, the same AI. Okay, yeah, that's squashed. Now, this difficulty is something which was found even with some of the trial court lawyers, trial court judges. In one of the matters which I appeared, I myself appeared before Justice Devdas, I brought it to his notice that look at this judgment, very flowery language, very beautifully put, and the judge also refers to two of the judgments, but I said that these two judgments are not there. And so this is where I wanted to tell there is something called as hallucination in artificial intelligence. Based on the data similar to, if you are loaded with excess data similar to a human mind, the artificial intelligence starts having hallucinations. Now, if any one of you is acquainted with this, just give a command in ChatGPT, Perplexity, that you want a judgment on a particular point, which should not be there. Believe me, it will give a judgment. It will hallucinate. It will give its own version. It will create its own judgment. It will say that so-and-so is the judge who has passed the judgment, but there will be no such judgment. It's called as hallucination. Probably over a period of time, I can say that these are all the kind of hiccups which the artificial intelligence is facing for the present, but these are all the initial hiccups which we find is very dangerous in this process. Now, artificial intelligence, how does it work? We should understand what is this artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is something more than Google. When you type a search command on the Google, Google will give you an access to all the websites and the information which is available in the World Wide Web. But when you give a prompt or a command or a query in an AI tool, what it actually does is, it picks up the relevant information from the websites which would have otherwise been referred to in the Google, and then presents its way by using what is called as the algorithms. There will be a particular way of presenting it. So the designing of these presentation, you can give this. So these algorithms will give you the output. From what? From the data which it will access. This is something called as black box dangers. So what data it accesses is not known to us. It may show the sources. So if you go to the sources and start to deep study the sources, then the purpose of AI is lost, because AI is meant to restrict and constrict our timings in the usage for which we want the outputs. So this is called as the black box danger, because the data with which it handles is not known. There is no transparency. There is lack of transparency in that. Now, with this data, I just wanted to imagine a circumstance of this nature. There was one lawyer from Bombay with whom I had interacted. So he is working in a firm which is having its footprints across the globe. So he was telling that our firm has now backed up everything with Harvey AI. So now, what is this Harvey AI? There is no need for you to do anything, just load every single paper. The AI works very beautifully on every single document which is available and then gives you the best possible output. So the firm is virtually running its work on the basis of this Harvey AI. Then I asked him, how certain are you about the data which it's going to access? It is dependent on the nature of data which you access. Then he told me that you are right. But what we are finding is, let us assume that I want to understand what Mr. Justice V. Gopal Gowda thinks about the industrial dispute and its jurisdiction, how it should be exercised as to be dealt with under 226. Just run this command. It will give you the entire data of what a man is thinking in terms of his judgment. When you are going before a judge now, they are saying that we are not preparing ourselves for the case. We are preparing ourselves for the judge. Of course, if you remember, Lord Bernard Shaw has said that it is better to know the judge than the law. Now they are saying that our preparation is different. The Bombay lawyers, of course, they say we don't want to understand the case. Now on a given point, we run the queries on a concerned judge who is sitting on the bench, and it gives us the outputs based on an assessment of how the judge's mind thinks on a particular subject, how he has been projecting on this. So this is the extent to which there has been an exploitation of the artificial intelligence at various levels. But now, when it comes to the question of cons, what is the difficulty with which we are facing? As I said, artificial intelligence does not work in thin air. It works on a data. How artificial intelligence works? It just collects the relevant information from the data. Now the most dangerous part of it is, we have no control over the artificial intelligence, what data it is going to access. So as I said, that black box dangers, if it accesses something which is biased, there may be a gender bias, there may be a regional bias. So if these kind of data is accessed, because we are speaking about the legal process, the nature of inputs or the nature of outputs which is being given by the artificial intelligence is always biased, because we never know. Based purely on the data, it is going to give its version as to what it has understood from it. Then what happens? Now as a lawyer, anybody of you can just search anything and you will get a version. The moment you look into it, first time you are fascinated, second time you are enthralled, third time you feel very informed, fourth time you would have already become a servant. For everything which you want to learn, understand, or to think, you would have already become a servant of the artificial intelligence. Essentially meaning that your cognitive thinking is lost the moment there is a reliance on the artificial intelligence, which is the most dangerous part. I find in the newest of the generations, whenever I ask my son something, he immediately wants to jump into this artificial intelligence to find out what is the answer for it, because he is not processing his cognitive thinking for the purposes of understanding the concepts, nuances, the practicalities, and how we are required to live in this world. This is one of the most dangerous aspects which we see in usage or excessive usage. Forget about usage, it's the thought of using this as a part of the legal process. This is one of the most dangerous aspects, which is that we are going to become servants, or we are going to become excessively dependent on that. And when it comes to the question of the judges, if they can use it, as a matter of fact, it is very conducive for the judges to get the information, because artificial intelligence gives them the relevant information, because file may run into thousands of pages. It gives them the relevant information for the purpose of understanding what is the gist of the case. If you run a file of 1,000 pages and tell it that please give me the gist of the case in 1,000 words, it will give it. So it's a matter of 2 minutes, for the judges are trained with the vertical reading. So they are much faster than AI, I should say this. I will come to that a little later. But this is how it will help. Then legal research, it helps. But how a judge dispenses with the justice, that we have seen in the courts of Justice V. Gopal Gowda. The compassion, the human touch, this is what makes the judge a judge and the judgments a justice. If you are doing the manner in which the AI is getting introduced into our legal system, like how things are being dealt with in the other parts, it becomes some kind of mechanical justice or a straitjacket justice. In a given set of facts, this is what is going to happen. It doesn't happen that way. What we have seen is, when a judge is dealing with a case, we have seen sometimes the same judge will give two different views in respect of one set of facts. The reason will be because his conscience understands the case. His compassion will redress it. These are the essential factors of the justice delivery system. I remember that Justice MNV, when he was delivering a lecture in the High Court on the Constitution Day, he had said that justice delivered without compassion breaches the rule of law at the end of the judiciary. So now artificial intelligence is something which does not get into the realm of the human emotions, the human compassions, the human practical understandings. Because what we understand of life in, especially the judges, because of their immense training, how many cases they deal on a day-to-day basis, they will be understanding. They will be psychologists. They know the practicalities. They are the economists. They are in the management. Every field they are there. They are even the doctors. So this is the edge which the judge always exercises. But there were instances, because these experiments took place elsewhere, there was an instance where the judge was like a maverick. He started using the AI so much that he started disposing of the matters so quickly. And then they came up for review, because this was in Chicago. One of the subordinate judges did this. Then when they undertook the review of these judgments, they found that there was a particular pattern with which he was delivering it. Then they understood why, because this was purely a technical way of looking at it. When they run this through this, since he was using a common prompt or a common tool for the purpose of getting this, he was getting the same results for bails. So this is the result. For sentencing, this was pertaining to criminal cases. He was doing the quick justice. But what was found was that there was no element of what we call it as application of mind by the judge for the purpose of rendering the justice. Now with these essential elements, which may be or may not be influential, or which may be useful for the purposes of the enlightenment or for the purpose of information, legal minds are not the ones which are the informed minds. We are not merely the trained minds, or the legally trained minds, or the informed minds. We are the legal minds, so called because we understand the nuances of human life. We become a legal mind because of understanding the nuances of the human emotions. All these things is completely lacking in what we call it as the artificial intelligence. So I wanted to conclude by making this sentence, of course one more sentence probably, that it is not that the artificial intelligence will make the lawyers jobless. It will not happen that way. But a situation has come, a reality has come where going forward, a lawyer who does not use the AI may be rendered jobless. He will not be in the field of competition. So I know that for a generation which is neither here or there, I am in the middle of the generation. So I understand this, but this is where we are heading. This is the transformation which is taking place. And everybody are in the race. It's over a period of time. I don't say that this is going to be an evolution. This is going to be a revolution. It is going to be an evolutionary process. So with these words, I would say that legal minds will remain the legal minds, and artificial intelligence for us will be merely informative. Anything beyond that, the lawyers will not remain the lawyers and judges will not remain the judges. We will be mechanically giving the outputs of what the machines will be giving us. Thanks for giving me this opportunity, Everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, for the very insightful talk on the theme Legal Minds in the AI Generation. Moving forward, every era produces few works that do not merely inform, but they transform. Today, we have the honor of unveiling one such remarkable contribution to the world of law and forensic science, the book Criminalistic Forensics, authored by towering personality of integrity, scholarship and service, Dr. M.K. Nagaraj, IPS retired, PhD, NLSIU. This book is not just a publication, it is an intellectual bridge between investigation, truth-finding and justice delivery, a culmination of decades of experience crafted with precision, purpose and a deep commitment to the truth. I now request Professor Dr. C.A. Gurudutt, Director, School of Law, Jain deemed to be University, to address the gathering on the book. So, may I request you to please address the gathering?
Namaskara. Namaskar. Honorable Justice Gopal Gowda sir, all dignitaries on the dais, learned friends. Indeed, a great pleasure to be with you in this evening. Now, we do not know how this knowledge is growing, horizontally and vertically. How mind works, God alone knows. Friends, whatever be the thing, application of science and law, how to answer the few questions of law using science. It's a great area, and in law schools, we are endeavoring to offer new courses. We are searching for experts, and we are trying to bring out new generation of lawyers who can take up the new challenges of law science. The problem is, challenges are there, but how to answer to these questions? There is huge dearth for literature. And sometimes we try to ape something, we try to borrow something from some other society, like maybe America or some other European states, some kind of things. Sir, at this juncture, Dr. M.K. Nagaraj, has produced many other books also. He shared his idea to write a book on criminalistic forensics. Then it was a great pleasure. He wrote that book. He gave me an opportunity to write few words in the form of a foreword. And it is, according to me, it can be called as a virginal source in this area. It can be a virginal source, has done an excellent work and has met experts. He has not written something on some abstract ideas. He has met several persons who are deemed to be the experts in that and taken the information, advice, and has done his own research. From personal front, I know his efforts, how he has worked. The language, fantastic, and the beauty of that is, even a layman can understand. So, sir, it is an human service, and it's a real Saraswati Seva, sir, and the next generation is going to be benefited, but lawyers who are interested in that, who are practicing in that side, can also be benefited on that. I wish him all the success, and thank him for the opportunity given, and of course it was an unexpected thing for me. I came here as a friend, but all of a sudden, Moderator called me to address you. I feel it, yes, it's an opportunity. Thank you, madam. Thank you all. Namaskara. Sir, once again, best wishes and we can give me a huge clap. He is 75 now. Gentleman 75. Whenever come to the class, say, sir, where is my class? I go to the class. That is his temperament. Even today, hours together he delivers lectures and never on abstract areas or on the basis of something memory. He reads every day, he reads. Latest things he shares in the classroom, this I know as his colleague. So, sir, you are a model officer and teacher, researcher, whatnot, sir. Adhyayana, Adhyapana, Samshodhana, these three things are in his life and blood. May it last for few more years, few more things, sir. Thank you very much. Namaskara.
Adhyayana, Adhyapana, Samshodhana. I take this back home today. After witnessing the speaker, I would request all the dignitaries on the dais to please unveil the book, Criminalistic Forensic. I request Mr. M.K. Nagaraj, sir, retired IPS, to please come on the dais and be part of this book release. With this release, a new chapter begins for learners, for investigators, and for everyone who seeks the truth. Our heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Nagaraj and sincere gratitude to all our dignitaries. I request along with former Justice Gopal Gowda sir and all the dignitaries to please come forward to unveil the book. A huge round of applause as we unveil the book, Criminalistic Forensics Book. Waiting for unveiling of the book for you all, Criminalistic Forensics, authored by Dr. M.K. Nagaraj, retired IPS. A huge round of applause for all the efforts that he's put. Than a book. It is the distilled wisdom of decades of investigative leadership, and today we have privilege of hearing from the author. Thank you all the dignitaries for unveiling this book. It is all much needed for the legal fraternity and all the aspiring investigators and lawyers and all the legal luminaries. I request all the dignitaries to please be seated, and thank you so much. I would take a moment.
I request Mr. Gurudat sir, come and take the copy. And I request Mr. Basuraj Malgatti, please come, sir. Professor Radhakrishnan.
Legal Trust. It's a great honor to celebrate him, to see him here, to witness his presence today. The legal luminary of all ages has been a testament, walking testament with a lot of wisdom and experience he carries. A huge round of applause to Sri P.V. Acharya. where young minds find direction. ನ್ಯಾಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ನವೀನ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳು, ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳು, ಸಾಧನೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಬೆಳಕು ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಲೈಮ್ಲೈಟ್. With every issue it chronicles, voices the matter, stories that inspire, and perspectives that shape the future of Indian law. Today we proudly unveil the latest edition, a testament to commitment, creativity, and collective vision. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the official release of the magazine Legal Limelight. May I request Arvind Kamath sir, along with the dignitaries, to please unveil and release the Legal Limelight magazine, the fortnightly publication of Pro Legal Trust. A huge round of applause for all the organizers and with the chairmanship of Ramakrishna sir, the Sarathya of Pro Legal Trust. Clearly says, minds, media, mandates. What do we ask the legal fraternity? The Legal Chronicles is here for you all. Grab it every month and every fortnight and please go through it, and please do support us by giving all your publications such that we grow and it becomes a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam where we all learn and evolve. Here we say, and with a huge round of applause, again I say the Legal Limelight magazine is here for you all. Thank you so much, dignitaries. It means so much to us that, releasing the magazine. I now request Arvind Kamath sir to please render and address the gathering. Out of his busy schedule, he's here. With a huge round of applause, let's hear from him.
Good evening, everybody. I have another event to attend, so therefore I requested if I could be released. Honorable Justice Gopal Gowda, someone who has been a source of inspiration for all of us. Mr. Acharya, in his absence, someone who has practiced for more than 60 years. My good friend Ravi Shankar, who used his natural and cognitive intelligence to speak about artificial intelligence. All the other dignitaries, some of them I have not met, but it's good to know about another stream of public relations and how you have built a very successful organization. Maybe on some other occasion I would like to spend some time with Mr. Jairam. Today, because of paucity of time, I will not be. But then, considering that this is a celebration of Advocates Day, the profession of advocacy, I know that there are a lot of non-advocates here, but then since we are celebrating Advocates Day, I am very compelled to share about my passion for the profession, which I feel is one of the best in the world. For those young lawyers who have joined, you should take pride in it. So ours is a profession which all of you would know played a major role during the freedom struggle. Most of the people who fought the freedom were all lawyers. It's a profession which is extremely independent. There is no boss, there is no one to control, there is no regulator. Of course, there is Bar Council of India only for professional ethics. Otherwise, it's a very independent profession. The amount of professional satisfaction that one derives through advocacy, I would say, is unparalleled. When you present an argument or when you develop a new argument, ours is the law is always existing. Just like as in science, what we discover 5 years later is already existing. We have to only discover it. So all our legislations, principles, they're all existing. But as we grow, we find new streams, new means of interpretation of the existing law. That's why the courts always expand the interpretation. It is a profession in which the learning curve improves immensely. I mean, every time we deal with a different aspect of human life, we learn about it. It is a profession which is called as a very noble profession because delivery of justice was considered to be a job of the gods and kings. So as lawyers, judges, we are associated with the justice dispensation system. And above all, it has been a profession which, if one has achieved success, is very remunerative. So on the occasion of the Advocates Day, my greetings to all the lawyers and my congratulations to Mr. Ramakrishna for putting in place a trust which works in this direction. So when he had come to invite me, I asked him what exactly does the trust do, and then he mentioned to me about the magazine. In our legal, the accountant has got several magazines and they all have very good, I personally have read very stimulating articles that all the chartered accountants contribute. This is one domain in our profession which has not grown so well, although we have 1 or 2 newsletters, but this is one area where we have to grow. Lawyers have to write, young lawyers. This should become a forum for knowledge sharing. I hope and that Limelight will be a magazine which will fill in that space. And when I inquired with Mr. Ramakrishna as what other activities, he also mentioned about training. So that's one other area which our profession requires. All the young lawyers require training. I mean, ours is a profession which has always been a mentor-based profession, where the senior guru would guide the younger Shishya into that. There were so many things which the Shishya had to learn from Guru. It's not just about how to learn law, but the whole thing, advocacy is all about how to present a case, how to read the mind of a judge, how to get facts from a client, how to examine or cross-examine a witness, how to even seek a professional fee from the client. All these things you need mentorship. Unfortunately, we are losing out on that. That mentorship element is missing. It has to be restored. So these are all the activities which I am told which pro-legal would do. This has been a very nice evening to celebrate Advocates Day. We have a very eminent former judge of the Supreme Court. We had Mr. Acharya. We had a very enthralling talk by Mr. Ravi Shankar, release of book on law, and we also got to know about public relations, release of a limelight, and eminent lawyers are being felicitated today. So unfortunately, I would not be for the rest of the event because I have to attend some other event. Thank you so much to Pro Legal for inviting me, honoring me, and giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all the lawyers who are being felicitated today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Every generation in the legal fraternity is blessed with few voices that do not just argue cases. They shape thought, enrich jurisprudence, and elevate the profession itself. And he's a testament. I would request, sir, please come forward and receive a token of appreciation. Has sir has been receiving the token of appreciation, I take the moment to talk about him. Shri K. Arvind Kamath, Senior Advocate and Additional Solicitor General of India, in the name that commands respect across courtrooms and academic circles like a master precision, a scholar of depth, and an advocate known for his exceptional clarity and uncompromising ethics. Sir Kamath embodies the finest traditions of the bar. ನೈತಿಕತೆಯ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದು ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಮೂಲಕ ದಾರಿ ತೋರಿಸುವ ಅಪರೂಪ ಕಾನೂನು ತಜ್ಞ ಶ್ರೀ ಕೆ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಕಾಮತ್ is amongst us. The luminary is here. Thank you, sir, for joining us on this occasion. Sir, for gracing us within your busy schedule. You're amongst us and being here. Thank you so much. Without a further ado, to the very important day that we are gathered here, this evening marks the celebration of the legal numeraries, and we got to celebrate and honor them. And here I stand, ladies and gentlemen. Now arrives one of the most special segments of this evening, a moment where we honor brilliance, celebrate dedication, and pay tribute to those who have strengthened very foundation of our legal fraternity. These awards are not just recognitions. They are salutes to excellence, to legacy, and to extraordinary journeys. Before I start, I would request Madam Sushila to please come onto the dais. And I further say, Madam Sushila, she has the name that's synonymous with dignity, discipline, and determination. A powerful advocate, a woman, respected mentor, and a symbol of grace within the profession. Ladies and gentlemen, please invite Mrs. Sushila, Senior Advocate, here to receive the Advocacy Icon Award. Please give a huge round of applause. Ma'am, we are honored to celebrate you today. I request our dignitaries to please celebrate this day and please honor Mrs. Sushila, Senior Advocate. Let the applause keep going. We need to celebrate this day, and it marks the testament of her service to the legal fraternity. Women advocate, I stand here and feel so proud that Madam Sushila is receiving this award. It's a great day for all of us. Let's keep clapping, guys. As this moment gets captured, I thank you, ma'am. Your career stands as an inspiration for countless women in law. A gentleman of the bar, Shri K. Devakara, has earned immense respect for his clarity of thought and unwavering commitment to justice, I warmly invite you to the dais, sir, to please receive the Advocacy Icon Award. With huge round of applause, everyone. To see the legal luminaries receiving this award, for us young legal professions, it is like the goosebumps moment. The day and the evening it called for the best thing to witness. As he is honored, let us all keep applauding and appreciate this entire service to the legal fraternity sir has rendered. Thank you, sir. Your work continues to inspire professionalism and humility. I take this opportunity to again talk about this person, a visionary thinker, a powerful orator, and a legal mind who has shaped emerging jurisprudence and who was a keynote speaker for one of the best team he was addressed today. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now request Sri P.R. Ravishankar Senior Advocate to be felicitated amongst us and to receive the Advocacy Icon Award. Sir's insights on artificial intelligence was tremendous. Pro Legal Limelight is proudly presenting this Advocacy Icon Award to Sri Dr. D.R. Ravishankar Senior Advocate. I would say Jnana Mattu Drishtiya Samanvaya is D.R. Ravishankar Senior Advocate. Thank you, sir. Your contribution elevates the every spirit of the profession. I now call upon K.J. Kamath, Senior Advocate. With decades of service, with wisdom earned through years of advocacy, the luminary, with a reputation built on integrity, we proudly call you, sir. Please come to the dais to receive the Advocacy Icon Award. This day is no less than a celebration. I request all of you gathered here to please keep clapping and celebrate the day with us. The Advocates' Day is nothing less than a celebration of recognizing our beloved advocates and the fraternity who've rendered enormous and continuous service. Thank you, sir. Your distinguished career lights the way for generations to come, and I proudly say that. Here we end or come to the conclusion of Advocacy Icon Awards, and then we go forward to recognize our young lawyer minds who shape the legal fraternity and in this AI generation are making wonders. We have the Legal Limelight Excellence Award coming up, recognizing the achievement, growth, and rising excellence. I request our dignitaries to please felicitate our upcoming awardees. I now call upon a promising lawyer with strong work ethic, clearly advocacy skills, and deep respect for the profession, Sri Akshay Udar. Please come on to the dais and be felicitated amongst us. It is an immense pleasure and honor to have you amongst us and be celebrated as one of the young minds growing in the legal profession. Huge round of applause to the young budding lawyers who are getting recognized and who are showing the path for us to grow in the legal fraternity. for your peers, and we are all looking up to you and growing. Next up, we have Shri T. N. Kanakaraju, former PRO and former Joint Registrar, High Court of Karnataka. A man who has served the High Court with integrity, with years of administrative excellence, and with dedication that strengthened the backbone of our legal system. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have Mr. T. N. Kanakaraju onto the dais, receiving the Legal Limelight Excellence Award. Huge round of applause. Congratulations, sir, on receiving the award. Thank you is so less of a word. Your service behind the scenes has upheld the dignity of the judiciary. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. To all our distinguished awardees, our heartfelt congratulations. I have a lighter note to say. Dinner is served, so please wait. We are almost end of the event, and this is the moment that we are all here to celebrate. Saying that, once again, congratulations to all the distinguished awardees, from Advocacy Award to the Legal Limelight Award that you've received. Your legacy will be recognized, and we will take it forward. Saying this, the dedication, values, and excellence that are the pillars upon which the legal fraternity stands strong. Nimma seve, nimma naitikate, nimma hadi, nammellarigu margadarshana. Thank you to all the dignitaries for honoring these experienced individuals and making its ceremony this truly memorable. Ladies and gentlemen, one resounding thunderous of applause, please, for all the awardees receiving this. After receiving the award, like if you don't hear their experiences, the day is not fulfilled. I request KJ Kamath sir to please come onto the dais and, render at least 2 words, that takes us home with that inspiration.
Good evening, sir. All the dignitaries on the dais, all the dignitaries of the dais. Good evening to all. When I joined the bar in 1982, I was taken to my grandfather, who was a former Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court, Justice Narayan Pai. He said that as advocate, you are not supposed to beg anything from anyone. So you have to demand. So you have to demand means you should deserve. To know that you deserve, you study well. And he quoted Bhartruhari. So, Vina dainena jivitam anayasena marana. So, this should be the purpose of your life. So, this will take you to the greater heights in your career as well as in your pursuits. So, which gave me a very strong ideological invention for myself, how I should conduct in my proposed new venture into this noblest profession. So that has given me a lot of insight as well as given me strength to achieve what all I wanted to achieve. When I was progressing like this, I felt that the advocates who are working so wonderfully in their pursuits equally requires to stretch their imagination, stretch their ideologies outside their profession also. In that pursuit, I felt music is one such venture where advocates should necessarily go, because that is where they can charge themselves to progress further and to cater higher, newer heights. So therefore, I ventured into the music because music is the very truest scientific value, which the more and more you go in deeper inside, it will more revelations it will come, and that will give more strength, internal strength for ourselves. And second one, what I planned is that I got myself associated with Master Athletic Federation of India, so which is catering to which is inspiring all the athletes above the age of 35 until the age of 100. And I have met a athlete who has crossed 101 from, and she has came to Spain along with her great grandson. So this she has traveled all the way from India to Spain to participate in it. She was the lone contender. So therefore, I have seen the where the advocates can also travel beyond their professional bounds and get themselves involved and gain more knowledge as well as enjoy themselves, because end of the day we are also in the human format, and we also need some time for ourselves while we are continuously serving our cause. So in this pursuit, this profession enabled me to look beyond the scope of our profession itself, and in that pursuit I have gained a lot of experience as well as able to get myself served the people beyond the scope of our ambit of work. So therefore, my request to all we advocate brothers and fraternity, all seniors and our well-wishers, to also stretch their imagination beyond the scope of our advocacy, because any advocacy anyway we are bound to work ourselves, and by even anybody's imagination we will go beyond our own pursuits. But that is not the only aim. We have to start stretching our imagination beyond our scope. This since I have ventured into these two aspects, I request all my brothers, sisters and elders in the profession also to look into it and pursue it. And these are the great efforts how the event management is being held, and it is being carried out by the initial persuasion of advocacy only. What he found in his initial advocacy, which enabled him to travel so many aspects of life, finally come into this event management. This is also a sort of our advocacy only. So therefore, my observation is that there is a scope for all of us to travel beyond the bounds of advocacy, and the age is not a limit at all, because I have seen and handled and taken photograph with 101-year-old who traveled all the way to Spain in participating. She has also traveled in Australia, but I could not meet her in Australia, but I met her in Spain also. So this is how we can keep ourselves fit also into this profession. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the insightful words. I now request K. Divakara, sir, to please address this.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನನಗೆ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯವರಿಗೆ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ನನಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಬೆಳಕೊಂದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೇನೂ ಪ್ರವೇಶಿಸ್ತಾ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದವರು. ಆದರೆ ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಕಳೆದ 30-32 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಜನರನ್ನು ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಯಾರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮಗೆ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಗೌಡ್ರಂತೆ, ಮಂಜಣ್ಣವರಂತೆ, ಪತ್ರಿ ಬಸವನಗೌಡ್ರಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕಾರಣ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ದ ವಿಲೇಜರ್ ಇನ್ ದೆಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಅಲೈವ್. ಆ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾಷನ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೈ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್. ಸೊ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾಷನ್, ದ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನೈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ these big people has boosted our morale in the profession, especially ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಗೌಡ್ರು. ಅವರು ಒರಿಸ್ಸಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರಾದಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಆತಿಥ್ಯ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅವರು ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಆದಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಗಂಟೆಗಟ್ಟಲೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಅನೇಕ ವಿಷಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಾದ ವಿವಾದ ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾನವೀಯತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅನುಕಂಪ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರಿಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಾದ ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮೆದುಳು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹೃದಯವೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಹೃದಯವಂತರಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರ ಸಮ್ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಸನ್ಮಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಎಂಬುದೇ ನನಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಬಹುಶಃ ಶ್ರೀಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರು ಅಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಾಗಬಲ್ಲ ಈ ಪ್ರಜಾತಂತ್ರದ ಜೀವಂತ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಗೌಡರು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆದರ್ಶ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳ ರಾಜ್ಯ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳ ರಾಜ್ಯ. ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜನ ಔನ್ನತ್ಯವನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸಿದಾಗ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನಮ್ಮಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವೇ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಪಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಅನೇಕ ಸಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತೇನೆ, ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಹುಡುಗರು ಸಾಗರದಲ್ಲಿ, ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ, ದಾವಣಗೆರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ LLB ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮೆಡಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಲಾಯರ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಸ್ಪೃಶ್ಯರು, ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅನ್ಟಚಬಲ್ಸ್. ಅಂಥವರು ಕೂಡ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಲಾಯರ್ ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಜೂನಿಯರ್ ಆದರೆ ಅವರ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಅಂತ ಅನೇಕ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಗೌಡ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ, ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್ ಅವರ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಶಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರ ಸಮ್ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಹಿರಿಯರಾದ BV ಆಚಾರ್ಯರ ಸಮ್ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಸನ್ಮಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿರೋದು ನನ್ನ ಭಾಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗೌರವ ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ವಂದಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ ಭಾಷಣ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.
Indeed, a pleasure hearing to you, sir. Thank you so much. I now request Mr. Akshay Huddar to please address the gathering.
Good evening to all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I am very young to address to this gathering where all big people are there who are more elder to me in the profession and in the knowledge. And I would say one thing, that it's a good encouragement to young people. When Ramakrishna sir had come to our office and he asked, ನಿಮಗೂ ಒಂದು ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಬಾ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಐ ಫೆಲ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎಂಕರೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಯಂಗ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದೇ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್, ದೇ ವರ್ಕ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡವರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. Thank you, sir. Thank you for asking me to come and take this award. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I now call upon T.N. Kanakaraju, sir, to please address the gathering.
Good evening to one and all. It's my great pleasure, but I never expected the day will come like this. I am getting award from Justice Gopal Gowda. Imagine, Justice Gopal Gowda is such a simple person. I never, because lot of advice from His Lordship from day one actually. I was the first person to take instruction from His Lordship, right from Judge of Karnataka High Court. Till Supreme Court Judge. Even today, we have same good relations and blessings also. But I told His Lordship once, 100 justices equivalent to one Justice Gopal Gowda. That is the inner truth actually, that I want to tell. And the second thing I wanted to tell our Professor Radhakrishna also. Professor Radhakrishna, while I was a student of Seshapim College, specifically addressed me, Kanakaraj, why don't you go for scholarship? I didn't know what is a scholarship actually. He explained me, this is a scholarship, you should do it. From that day onwards, I concentrated on studies, to be frank with you. Because I didn't know anything about all this till that date. But he advised me, you should do like this, you study all these things. It's my immense pleasure and also great. I request Mr. Ramakrishna for extending this honor and also for organizing committee. I am grateful to you, all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Hennu abale alla sabale, the legal Shakti. I would now request Mrs. Sushila ma'am to please address the gathering.
ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತರೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಆತ್ಮೀಯರೇ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೋ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್, ಮಾನ್ಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಗೋಪಾಲಗೌಡ ಸರ್ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ದಿವಾಕರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಅಕ್ಷರಶಃ ನಾನು ಅನುಮೋದಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಅವರು ಈ ದಿನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಸನ್ಮಾನಿಸುತ್ತಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆಯೇ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಅದನ್ನು ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ಸ್ ಡೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಏಣಿ ಇದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ, ಏಣಿಯನ್ನು ಹತ್ತುವ ಹಾಗೆ, ಮಧ್ಯದ ಹಂತವನ್ನು ಹತ್ತುವವರೆಗೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ವೃತ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ಬೋದೇನೋ. ಮಧ್ಯದ ರಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಮಿಡಲ್ ರಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಮಧ್ಯದ ಶ್ರೇಣಿಯನ್ನು ಹತ್ತುವವರೆಗೆ ಯಾರ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೂ ನಾವು ಬೀಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಮಧ್ಯದ ಹಂತವನ್ನು ಹತ್ತಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡುವಾಗ ಹಲವಾರು ಜನರ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಬೀಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಆಗ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೆಳಕ್ಕೆ ಎಳೆಯುವ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವವರು ಕೆಲವರು ಇರಬಹುದು. ಸಾಕು ನೀನು ಹೋಗಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಿರುತ್ಸಾಹವನ್ನು ತುಂಬುವವರು ಇರಬಹುದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂತಂದರೆ ಹೈಯರ್ ದಿ ಆಲ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಲೆಸರ್ ದಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್. ಮೇಲ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಉಸಿರು ಕಟ್ಟೋ ಹಾಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಾಕಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತು ಬಿಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ನಿಂತು ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಕೂಡ. ಅಂತಹ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹಿಸಿ ಮುಂದೆ ತರುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲವರು, ಮಾನ್ಯ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ಗೌಡ್ರಂಥವರು ಕೆಲವರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೆಲವರು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೆಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಅಂಥ ಮಹನೀಯರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದೇನು ಅಂದರೆ, 2 ನಿಮಿಷ ಟೈಮ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ಹರ್ಮಿಟ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಬ್ ರೂಲ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿದೆ. ಹರ್ಮಿಟ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಏಡಿ. ಅದು ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಸ್ತಕವೂ ಇದೆ, ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು ಓದಿಲ್ವೋ ಅದನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಓದಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಮನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹುಡುಕಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಶೆಲ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತೆ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೋಕನ್ ಪೀಸ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ನನಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಈ ಮನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಸಿವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಸಿವಾಗುವಾಗ ಊಟವನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಂದಾಗ ಕೆಲವು ಮೀನುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಗೆ ಇರೋದು ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ಸರಿ, ಇದೊಂದು ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೋದಾಗ ಅದೇನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬೇಸಾಯಗಾರ ಆ ಫಿಶ್ನ ಹಿಡೀಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಬಲೆ. ಇದು ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಏನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಹೋಗಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಿಶ್ಗಳು ಸಹ ಈಚೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಹೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಮೀನುಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ 500-600 ಮೀನುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಸಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಹರ್ಮಿಟ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಬ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಹೀರೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೊಗಳಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಬ್ಗೆ ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಗಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಲೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ತನ್ನ ಪಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಹರ್ಮಿಟ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅದು ಹೊರಗಡೆಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಹಲವಾರು ಕೇಸುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋತಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಹಲವಾರು ಕೇಸುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಗೆದ್ದಿರ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ವಕೀಲರು. ಆದರೆ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಕರಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ತನು ಮನ ಧನ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ಅರ್ಪಿಸಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹೀರೋಯಿಸಮ್ ಗುರ್ತೇ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ ಜನ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಹೀರೋಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವ ಸನ್ಮಾನವೇ ಆಗಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ಮಾನವಾಗಬೇಕು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಈ ದಿನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ಮಾನವನ್ನು ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was indeed an honor to listen to you. Every great organization has a guiding force, a visionary who sees beyond the present and builds bridges for the future. For PRCI, that guiding force has been Shri M.B. Jairam, the Chief Chairman Emeritus and Chief Mentor, a man whose leadership, wisdom, and pioneering spirit have shaped India's communication landscape for decades. He is a mentor to thousands, a strategist admired across industries, and a dynamic personality who transformed PRCI from a national council into a global firefighters. ಸಂವಹನ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ದಿಕ್ಕು ತೋರಿಸಿದ ಬೆಳಕಿನ ದೀಪ ಎಂದರೆ ಸುಳ್ಳಾಗಲಾರದು. His words do not just inform, they energize, uplift, and inspire action. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to welcome Sri M.B. Jairam sir to address the gathering.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಸಮಯ ತುಂಬ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಚೀಫ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ದು ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಅವರು ನನಗೆ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಗೌಡ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ PRC ಇಂದ ಬಂದಂಥ ಪಶುಪತಿ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ನಾ sitting in the line. Mr. B.V. Naik, ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್, ಹಾಗೆ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು ಮಾಲ್ಗಟ್ಟಿಯವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಶೈಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಟಿ ವಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಲಾ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ರಾಧಾಕೃಷ್ಣವರು ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮೀಯವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಊರಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದವರು, ಸುಳ್ಯದವರು ಅವರೇ. ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸನ್ಮಾನಿತರೇ, ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟರ್ಸ್, including the lawyers, advocates. Without a proper communication, I think nobody will survive in the society. ಈಗಿನ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ಸ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಧಾರಿಸೋದೇ ಒಂದು ಜಾಣತನ. ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್, I don't think we will survive in this society. As I told you, we are all storytellers. ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬರ್ತದೆ. When I was with the SM Krishna as a communication advisor during that time, 2002 to 4 years. That time I happened to take care of some of the legal issues when a dispute between Chennai, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka Kaveri issues. Myself and film actor, the then minister also, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೋರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಆವಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತಂದರೆ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ BJP ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಯೂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ನೀರಿನ ಬರ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂನಲ್ಲಿ. ವಿ ಟ್ರೈಡ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಫ್ಲುಯೆನ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲುಯೆನ್ಸ್ ದ ಜೂರೀಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ಎಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಅಂಬರೀಷ್ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು, ವಿ ಬ್ರಾಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಜರ್ನಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದೂಸ್ತಾನ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್, ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, all chief reporters ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು, you all know that seeing is believing. We happened to take them to the Kaveri, ನೀರು ಏನಿದೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. our intention was to project ourselves, Karnataka, to the juries. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಜರ್ನಲಿಸ್ಟಿಗೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಈಗ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗಿಂತ 2 ದಿನ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅದನ್ನಾದರೂ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ಜೂರೀಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಫೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಅಂತ. ಏನೇ ಆಗಲಿ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಟು ಹಿಯರ್ Nariman was talking. ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಕೇಳಿದರು, ನೀವು ಒಂದೇ ತಾಯಿ ಎರಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಅಂದರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದ ಯಾವುದು ತಮಿಳ್ನಾಡು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ, ತಾಯಿ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೆಡ್ ಇದೆ, ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ. ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್, ಯು ಆಲ್ ನೋ. ತಾಯಿ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಧರ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ. ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ದಿ lawyers, advocates from both sides. But our Nariman said, sir, ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬ್ರೆಡ್ಡೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ. ದಟ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ದಿ ಜುರಿ, that's where we all have to work on that. As a communication is necessary for all of us. Without proper communication we can't. ನಮ್ಮೊಬ್ಬರು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಈವನ್ ಮಗು ಹತ್ರನೇ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದು ಹಾಲು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಆ ಥರ ವೇರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೈ 44 years ಆಫ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ಗೌಡರು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆನರಬಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಯಾರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಪ್ಲೇಂಟಿಫ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜೂರೀಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ನಡೀತದೆ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ನಡೀತದೆ. ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ವೆರೆವರ್ ಯು ಗೋ, ಐದರ್ ಲಾಯರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಒನ್, they have to learn every day. Today is dead and long. Tomorrow we have to face the public. We have to be proper on that next day. That is very much necessary. And in this what do you call legal problems, I appreciate our Ramakrishna, who has an idea to bring latest editions of this legal what do you call legal limelight magazine. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಹುಶಃ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಗೌಡ್ರದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸನ್ನ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಾಯರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ತಲುಪಿಸುವಂತೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂದ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಗೀತಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಟು associate with this team and help them to spread it all over the country. We have 60 chapters. There also we can legally, we will help them in bringing out these magazines and see that we will have a better communication for the next years to come. Thank you so much. I don't want to speak much on this.
I request Mr. Neeraj Mitran, please come on the dais to take the book. And Mr. S. Sudarshanam, please come take the book. Mr. V. Pradeep Kumar, please. Lata Balakrishna, please come. Lata Kumar, sorry. And Mr. Narsamurthy.
hope this book gains so immense notice from all the public. I now request the author, Sri Nagaraj sir, to please come and receive our appreciation. And as sir comes to the dais, I have a special announcement that Criminalistic Forensics, this book it's put up for sale today and special discounts are there. Please take home this book and have a thorough read and come back with a lot of ideas on investigation, forensics and legal fraternity. I take this an opportunity to felicitate sir for authoring the book Criminalistic Forensics. I request all the dignitaries to please do the honors.
Mr. M.K. Nagaraj is also an awardee of Chanakya Award of PRCI. It's a flagship award of PRCI.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Mr. Ramakrishna just now tells me that he has a new vice chairman for this legal time light. He is none other than Rotarian AKS Srinivas from Tiruchi. He is one of the donors for us also. All the time he used to help us, whatever programs we have. Mr. Where is he? Yeah. Recently in Goa we have given him Chanakya Award, Women Care Award.
A really wonderful evening celebrating all the luminaries and dignitaries. Without further ado, every event has a defining moment, and here it is, a moment that elevates its stature, enriches its purpose, and inspires every heart in the room. That moment is now. Today, we have the extraordinary honor of welcoming of India's most respected judicial minds, a protector of constitutional values, a champion of the people, and beacon of moral clarity, I say. Honorable Justice V. Gopal Gowda, former Judge, Supreme Court of India. Born on October 6, 1951 in Peddur village of Chikkaballapura, Justice Gowda rose from a humble background to the highest temple of justice in the country, from enrolling at the bar in the year 1975 to serving as a judge of the Karnataka High Court to becoming Chief Justice of Orissa High Court and ultimately ascending to the Supreme Court of India. His journey reflects discipline, compassion, brilliance, and unwavering integrity. In the Supreme Court, Justice Gowda became widely known as the people's judge, fearlessly standing for labor rights, environmental protection, and the dignity of the marginalized. His judgments continued to guide our courts, our policymakers, and our collective conscience. In his vision, justice was never just law. It was empathy. It was humanity. It was moral responsibility. The legal fraternity salutes you for the unwavering dedication, for his scholarship, but for the courage of his convictions and the humility to service. ನ್ಯಾಯದ ಮರ್ಮ ಅರಿತ, ಮಾನವೀಯತೆಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯ ಉಳಿಸಿದ, ನೈತಿಕತೆಯ ದೀಪ ಹೊತ್ತ ಅಪರೂಪದ ನ್ಯಾಯಮೂರ್ತಿ ಎಂದರೆ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ವಿ ಗೋಪಾಲಗೌಡರವರು.
Ladies and gentlemen, please with a big round of applause, let us welcome Sir to render the address amongst this gathering. It's an honor, sir.
Request all maintain the silence, please.
ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಸಾಧ್ಯದ ಕೆಲಸ. 2 ತಾಸು ಸಭಿಕರು ಸಭಾಂಗಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತುಕೊಂಡು ಭಾಷಣಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಭಾಷಣಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿ ಸುಸ್ತಾಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. 2 ತಾಸು ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ ಭಾಷಣ ಕೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತಾಳ್ಮೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಸಭಿಕರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುವಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡಿದರೆ ಭಾಳ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ಜನರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕುತೂಹಲ ನನಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅರ್ಧಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಭಿಕರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಭಾಂಗಣವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಗಮಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರ ಭಾಷಣ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಸಭೆಯ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಆಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಹಂಬಲ. ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಸುಂದರ ಸಂಜೆಯ ಸಮಾರಂಭ, ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣವಾದ ಸಮಾರಂಭ. ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣವಾದ ಸಮಾರಂಭ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 3ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ವಕೀಲರ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯನ್ನು ದೇಶದ ಉದ್ದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಆಚರಣೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಮನಗಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ದ ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲಾಯರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಫೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಡೆಮಾಕ್ರಸಿ, ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಡೆಮಾಕ್ರಸಿ, who are the guardians of the Constitution of India, which is a political document as said by the Supreme Court of India in S.R. Bommai's case. In a parliamentary democracy, the role of the lawyers who belong to the third limb of the Constitution, the independence of judiciary, is the most important, as it has to play a pivotal role for good governance of the people of the country. Good governance both by the Government of India and state legislatures and local self-governments. In my humble view, as a responsible citizen, a former judge of the Supreme Court of India, after 77 years of the independent India, that is not there. Therefore, a function like this is very, very important to scintillate the minds of the people, to ponder over the burning issues of this great country, to move forward the second struggle of democracy, to get economic justice to the people of the country and social justice to the women of this country and weaker sections of society. I was very happy to be in your midst today. Maybe the friends of Nagaraj, number of ladies who assembled here, after launching the book, they all congratulated Nagaraj and they left this hall. 50% of the population of India are women. Their participation in all the limbs of the government are minimal. 1948, the Human Rights Declaration Act stated the woman must be given educational right, economic right, cultural right, political right. We have to introspect ourselves, including the judiciary. Of course, I am very happy yesterday, day before yesterday, the Chief Justice has been holding the flag to give reservation to the Bar Associations and the Bar Council of India. That's very much necessary. Of course, there is a technical flaw in the argument and the judgment that unless the Advocates Act is amended, 30% of reservation to the woman is not possible. It will not be possible forever. The Advocates Act will not be amended and the bylaws of association will not be amended. That is the mindset of the male, the chauvinistic ideas of male-dominated society. They don't understand that these rights are given to the woman, not for the sake of their individual rights. These rights are given to the woman for the progress and development of a country. This is what Rajiv Gandhi has said, 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment. This was conceived by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the architect of the Constitution of India. 76 years of Republic India. Article 14, 15, till 2006, Hindu Succession Act 1956, women had no right of ownership or right in succession, inheritance, and co-partner right in a Hindu joint family. What a great disaster in this country. You are governed by 1933 Act, pre-constitutional law. What is that right? No co-partner right, no succession, no inheritance to the woman. Is it permissible? Can we think of this in a parliamentary democratic country? These are the issues, I am sure, in this function, the professors, laureates, the lawyers, senior lawyers, police officers, administrators, housemakers, journalists who are present today in this function, I am sure that the talk delivered by all of us will be assimilated, ಅರ್ಥೈಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಕಾಲ ಒದಗಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥೈಸಿಕೆ. The Lawyers Advocates Day is with a avowed purpose. They participated in the freedom struggle. They sacrificed a lot. Lawyers not only participated in the liberation of the country from the Britishers who have ruled us more than 250 years. It is the lawyers alone give the leadership. I am not saying only Mahatma Gandhi, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. There is a criticism what Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru done. They don't know the history, freedom struggle history. People without knowing this talk all rubbish about the role of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Have they read the judgment of the constitutional bench in Oman Rao's case? Way back 1992, the Supreme Court of India, with reference to the property right, at that point of time, property right was a fundamental right guaranteed in Article 19(1)(f). Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru brought first constitutional amendment to Article 31 to the Constitution of India, stating that Ambedkar has given a political document consisting of Part 3 and Part 4. Part 3 consists of fundamental rights, which are natural rights. Right to own the property is the fundamental right until 42nd Constitutional Amendment, which was taken out by the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi during emergency. In Woman Raw's case, Supreme Court Constitutional Bench, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's, the speech delivered on the floor of the Parliament, he has said, Directive Principles of the State Policy Part 4, social justice is the preamble of the Constitution, is the basic structure of the Constitution. ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು ರೈತರು ಭೂಮಿ ಉಳುವವನಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು 19(1)G ಇರುವಾಗ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಒಡೆಯ ಮೂಲಭೂತ ಹಕ್ಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಮೂಲಭೂತ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ 31 ಅನುಚ್ಛೇದ ಇರುವಾಗ ಭೂಮಿ ರೈತನು ಉಳುವವನಿಗೆ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಪಂಡಿತ್ ಜವಾಹರ್ಲಾಲ್ ನೆಹರೂರವರು. ಪಂಡಿತ್ ಜವಾಹರ್ಲಾಲ್ ನೆಹರೂರವರು ಅವತ್ತು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಬಂಡವಾಳಶಾಹಿ ಪರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ರೈತರ ಪರನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೆ ಸಂವಿಧಾನವನ್ನು ಅನುಷ್ಠಾನಕ್ಕೆ ತರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 31(a) ಅದನ್ನು ತಿದ್ದುಪಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಾದವನ್ನು ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 52ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ತಿದ್ದುಪಡಿಯನ್ನು ತಂದರು. ಬಟ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ವರ್ ದೇರ್. ಪಂಡಿತ್ ಜವಾಹರ್ಲಾಲ್ ನೆಹರು ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಲಾಯರ್. He belongs to an aristocratic family. He followed the Russian Revolution 1917. He was inspired by the ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ವಾದದ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತದ ಮೇಲೆ ಲೆನಿನ್ ನಾಯಕತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾರ್ಸ್ನ ಸೋಲಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ನಾಯಕತ್ವವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಲೆನಿನಿಗಿದ್ದು ಅದನ್ನು ಅನುಷ್ಠಾನ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಡೆಮಾಕ್ರಸಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೊರಟ ಧೀಮಂತ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಮುತ್ಸದ್ದಿ ಪಂಡಿತ್ ಜವಾಹರ್ಲಾಲ್ ನೆಹರೂರು. This is a very important fact which we have to bear in mind. The present rulers, or anybody for that matter, the first constitutional amendment speaks volumes about Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Let them not denigrate his contribution to the parliamentary democracy for development of the country, recognizing right to the tenants of millions of people of this country. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ವಕೀಲರು ಪಾತ್ರ, ವಕೀಲರ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಅರ್ಥವಿದೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣವಾದ ಸಮಾರಂಭ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಇದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣವಾದ ಸಮಾರಂಭ ಅಂತ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬಯಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾಗರಾಜ್, I have heard his name. I met him once or twice. I know about him very well. Look at the person. He is ailing. Look at his scintillating mind. He has chosen with his ailment to write a book on criminalistic forensics. As an experienced police officer who had played a pivotal role in administration in the executive, he has got vast experience. Master in law, he has studied the men and matter, the societal nature. The society is uncivilized, barbaric, the feudal society, which is controlled by the imperialists and the capitalists in a parliamentary democracy. He knows what is happening in this country, who are all getting the relief in the Supreme Court. The poor man is not getting justice. He is not getting bail. He is not getting stayed. But a affluent person who is in politics, who is the man, who is the chief minister of a neighboring state, did not attend 13 years in criminal 11 cases which are pending against him. Is it possible for a poor litigant who is in the Parappana Hagarara jail or in Delhi jail? He will not get it. The concept of justice, the equal justice, is a misnomer. ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬರೆಯಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ, ಬುದ್ಧಿಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. It will be useful. I just cursory glance. It will be useful for the young lawyers, senior lawyers, and judges. You become judges by accident. Does not mean that we are sarvagnas. We have to learn from everybody. You must have the patience of listening to the people, understand the pain and suffering of the people. Then only you can become a good judge and deliver justice to the people of the country. ನಾಗರಾಜ್ರವರು ಬರೆದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪುಸ್ತಕ, the latest case, Mr. Nagaraj, solely on the basis of a solitary witness. I don't want to name the case, name the person. It is on the basis of the forensic science. A conviction of life sentence has been given by a trial judge in Bangalore. So your book will be a great asset and the wealth of this nation to the render criminal justice to the people of this country, more particularly to the victims of the criminology. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾಗರಾಜರವರು ಬರೆದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಅನಾವರಣ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇದು ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣವಾದ ಸಮಾರಂಭ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ನಾಗರಾಜರವರಿಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಶುಭವನ್ನು ಕೋರುವುದು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕರವಾಗಿ 75 ವರ್ಷಗಳು ಇವಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ದಿವಸಗಳು ತಾವು ಬದುಕಬೇಕು, ಬಾಳಬೇಕು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಲಿ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಕೊಡಲಿ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಿಸರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರ, ಈ ದೇಶದ ಸಮಸ್ತ ಜನರ ಪರ ಬೇಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನೀವು ಗುಣಮುಖರಾಗಿರಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಜನರ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಯಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಆನ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, 1 ತಾಸಲ್ಲ, 1 ದಿವಸ ಅಲ್ಲ, 1 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲ, ದಿವಸಗಟ್ಟಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕುತೂಹಲ ನನಗಿದೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ನಗ್ನ ಸತ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಜನರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಯಕೆ ಇದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇದು ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಮನಗಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದ ಲಾಯರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಲಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇದು ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟನ್ನು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು, ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು, ರಾಜಕೀಯ ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲುವವರೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಗದ ಜನರಿಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾತಿಯ ಜನರಿಗೆ, ಲಿಂಗಭೇದವಿಲ್ಲದೆ, ಮತಭೇದವಿಲ್ಲದೆ, ವರ್ಣಭೇದವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಹೋದರ ಸಹೋದರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಆ ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಕೀಲರು ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈ ರೀತಿ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯದಲ್ಲೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯದ ಆಚೆ ಕೂಡ ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಹೋರಾಟ, 2ನೇ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯದ ಸಂಗ್ರಾಮದ ಹೋರಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಕಳಕಳಿಯ ಮನವಿ. ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದಿ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ celebration of Advocates' Day. Advocates' Day is with the avowed object and purpose is being celebrated across the country. Today, lawyers are very brilliant. Look at the anchor. I got the message from Srinivas, a brilliant presentation. She has prepared. I asked her, she has got a great future, provided if she practices. You must come to litigation, madam. Come to litigation. Practice. Initial stage we will have great problem. ದಿವಾಕರ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದವರು ಹಳ್ಳಿಯ ತನ ಹೋಗಲಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಅದು 100ಕ್ಕೆ 100ರಷ್ಟು ಸತ್ಯ. ಕಾರಣ ಇಷ್ಟೇ, ನಮಗೆ ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಪೇಪರ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಯಂದರು ವಿದ್ಯಾವಂತರಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಭಾಷೆ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಕಲೋಕ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್. ನಮಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಕಲಿಸೋರು ಮೇಸ್ಟ್ರು ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟು ಬಳಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದುಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜನ ನಾವು. ಆ ದಿವಸಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮರೆಯಲ್ಲ. 2 ಮೈಲು ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಧೂಳು, ಮಳೆ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜನ. ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟು ಬಳಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಟುಸ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದು ಜನರ ಸಂಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಜನರ ಸಂಕಷ್ಟಗಳ ಬಾಧಕಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ನಿವಾರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥೈಸಿಕೊಂಡಿವಿ. ಆ ದಿಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಕೀಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ವಕೀಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಜನರ ಸಂಕಷ್ಟಗಳಿಗೆ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಉಕ್ಕಿ ಉಕ್ಕಿ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಸಹಸ್ರಾರು ಕೋಟ್ಯಾಂತರ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಬೈ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಐ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಎ ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್, ಚೀಫ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್, ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೇಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಂಪತಿ, ನಗ್ನ ಸತ್ಯಗಳು, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಕೊಡಬೇಕೋ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು, ಸಂವಿಧಾನವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಕಾನೂನನ್ನು, ತೀರ್ಪುಗಳನ್ನು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನಿಸಿ ಅರ್ಥೈಸಿಕೊಂಡು ತೀರ್ಪುಗಳನ್ನು ಈ ದೇಶದ ಸಮಸ್ತ ಜನರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ನೀಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆ ರೀತಿಯ ನ್ಯಾಯಮೂರ್ತಿಗಳು ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಜನರ ಸಂಕಷ್ಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನ್ಯಾಯಮೂರ್ತಿಗಳು ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಬದ್ಧತೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಕೀಲರು ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಣ ಮಾಡುವುದು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹಣ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು 5 ವರ್ಷ ಕಾಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ 1 ವಾರಕ್ಕೆ 40 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ದಿಸ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಎವರಿ ಜೂನಿಯರ್. ಬಟ್ ಟುಡೇ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದಿ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್. ಡಬಲ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ಗಳು ಒರೆಸಿ ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟಿಗೆ, ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಫೈಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಫೈಲು 5 ಫೈಲು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರೆದು ಮೆಟ್ಲು ಹತ್ತಿ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳು, ವಕಾಲತ್ತುಗಳು, ಇದು ಅಡ್ಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳು ಕೇಳಿ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ಗಳ ಹತ್ರ ಬಯಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಕಾಲ. ಜೂನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ದ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ಸ್. ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ವಿಜಯಶಂಕರ್, he has to appear before me as a lawyer. Artificial intelligence was not argued before me. You have argued the case on facts, argued the case on document. Your argument is either accepted or not accepted. As a judge, I have rendered the justice to the people. So, ಅಂದಿನ ಜೂನಿಯರ್ ಲಾಯರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಜಯಶಂಕರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ, ರವಿಶಂಕರ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸಾರಿ, ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೆಸರುಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೀಳ್ತದೆ. ಕೇಸುಗಳು ಮರೆಯಲ್ಲ ನಾನು, ಕೇಸುಗಳು ಮರೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಅದರಂತೆ ನಾನು ತೀರ್ಪುಗಳು ನೀಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೀವು ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಅವರು looks very smart, very short appearance, but his argument is full of meaning and inviting the attention of a judge to render justice. That is the justice you have done to the subject today. Beautifully presented, analytically analyzed, but the artificial intelligence itself is not end of itself. Yes, science must be applied. Technology must be applied, but wherever it is required. If you go on making without reading, click the button, iPhone, get the judgment, you will not have the first principle and original thinking for a lawyer. I am telling you. The first principle, jurisprudential principle, if you do not know, either a lawyer or a judge will not be rendering good justice, render justice to the people. Yes, we have to accept in a modern society, developed country, facing the imperialist and capitalist countries, we have to make use, but at the same time, ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿರಿಯ ಮತ್ತು ಕಿರಿಯ ಮತ್ತು ನ್ಯಾಯಮೂರ್ತಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳೋದಿಷ್ಟೇ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಯುವರ್ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೀವು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ, ಕಾನೂನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ, ಸಮಾನ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥೈಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯದ ತೀರು ಅದರ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ, ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೀನು ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ವಂತ ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನವನ್ನು ನಗ್ನ ಸತ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸಮಸ್ತ ಜನರಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನನ್ನ ಗಾಢವಾದ ನಂಬಿಕೆ, ನಾನು ಅರ್ಥೈಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈನ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸೋಣ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗನ್ನು ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಲಾಯರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ ಬಯಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ 25 ನಿಮಿಷ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮಯವಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಸೇರಿದಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ನಾನು ಇದು ಲೀಗಲ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಏಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಹುಡುಗನ ಹತ್ರ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಅವ ಹೇಳತಕ್ಕದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಪ್ರೋ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್, ಲೀಗಲ್ ಲೈಮ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಇದು ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ನವರು ದೇ ಆರ್ ಬಿಸಿ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ವೇ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನು ಮತ್ತು ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬೇರರ್ಸು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ರೋಡ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಜುಡಿಷರಿ ಇದೆ, ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಲಾಯರು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಇಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಲಾಯರು ಬರೀ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಫೀಸು, ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಫೀಸ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಹೊರತು ಕೇಸು ಅದು ಗೆದ್ದುಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಮೋಸ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಕೊನೆ ಕೋರ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಅವ್ರು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನು ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದೇನಕ್ಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾದಿಯಾಗಿ ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರಂತೆ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಇದೆ? ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ತೀರ್ಪುಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇವೆ. ಅಂದ ಮಾತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೆನಿಗ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಡಿಗ್ನಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಡೆಕೋರಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಜುಡಿಷರಿ. I am emphasizing, I am forcefully advocating strong independent judiciary is required to control both the legislature and the executive. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಮಾತನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ದಿ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಡೆಮಾಕ್ರಸಿ ಈಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರಾಂಚೈಸ್ today is a commodity, and to retain the power like emperors and the kings of this country, election commission is doing a special intensive registration of the voters, deciding the citizenship by a BLO who is nobody. Citizenship Act is there. Citizenship Act we have opposed. The voters, the franchise is given the law enacted under Article 327 of the Constitution of India, Article 327 must be read along with Article 324 of the Constitution of India. Millions of the people vote is being taken out just like that. Who has given the power to you? People will teach lesson to the persons who are in collusion. Please remember this. That's why we have to play a pivotal role to protect democracy, the parliamentary democracy, and protect the Constitution. ಈ ದಿಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ನವರು ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಯೋಗ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸಾರಿ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ is doing a human service. We all with you. You will definitely do great service to the people of this country. All the best, all the success for you. You will definitely rise to the occasion. Your magazines, your legal letters, journals which you bring out, taking the articles from different experienced people, publish it, give it to the people, let them read it, understand. Minimum 10% of the people who read your journals, definitely I am sure that you will be doing a great service to defend the parliamentary democracy and on the Constitution. I think I must stop here. I am very happy Madam has presented. We require madams like you. You are very straightforward. Stamina is there. You will be a role model. My sisters who are present here, we want leadership like Madam. Please emulate her. Come forward. Take the leadership. Work for the nation and liberate the woman from injustice in a male-dominated society. Please don't confine yourself. Travel to the rural India, slums, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe areas. Enrich them, empower them, educate them, create legal awareness to them. That is what is required. Then all these leaders, either in the all India or in the state or anywhere, we can bring them in order. We will bring them in order because it is not the legislator is supreme. It is not the executive which is supreme. It is not the judiciary which is supreme. People of this country are supreme and sovereign. We must understand. Lawyers must understand. Judges must understand. Prime Minister must understand. The Chief Minister must understand. All concerned must understand to govern the people of this country, render justice to the people. Thank you, Ramakrishna, for having invited me to give my thought to the people who are still in this audience. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you is less of words, but thank you, Lordship. Your words today were not merely an address. They were a reminder of soul of our Constitution, the conscience of our nation, and the sacred duty that everyone has to carry in the legal fraternity.
ಇನ್ನು 5 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ವೋಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರೋ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಬರೀ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ನಿಂದ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಮುರಳೀಧರ್ ಮೂರ್ತಿ. He is an advocate, chief editor, and now Ms. Gagana M, advocate. She is a director, branding and promotion. Amulya Sujata, please. She is a coordinator, advocate, and office in charge, Vashuta Sharma. I think he has not come. And office in charge, Mamta LS and Asha. Thank you.
It's the time to honor former Justice Gopal Gowda, sir. So we request you to please come forward and receive our token of honor. 2 minutes and we will be done for the day, and we always appreciate all the audience for being patiently waiting with us today. A big round of applause. Sir's message today has rekindled in us a sense of purpose, responsibility, and moral strength. Sir, you have reminded us that in a rapidly changing world, the values of justice, fairness, and humanity must never change at all. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಭಾವಶಾಲಿ ಸಂದೇಶ ನಮ್ಮೊಳಗೆ ಹೊಸ ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸ, ಹೊಸ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನ ಮತ್ತು ಹೊಸ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ತುಂಬಿದೆ. On behalf of everyone gathered here, we're truly happy for your presence, sir. Amidst your busy schedule, thanks for gracing us this occasion. Next up, we have Mr. Jairam, Chairman and Mentor of PRCI. So much for collaboration and association with Pro Local Trust, sir, and always we look forward for the better collaboration going forward. It's time to honor Mr. Jairam. Next up, we have President of PRCI. We request you to receive our token of appreciation, ma'am. Next up, we have the publisher of Criminal Forensics, Samskriti Sandesha, for Samskrita Book Agency. So we request you to please come onto the dais and receive our token of appreciation. Next up, we have Mr. Saurabh, the backbone and the rockstar of the backstage, who made sure that this event went seamlessly. We request you to please come onto the dais and receive our appreciation, Mr. Saurabh. With this, the celebration comes to an end and the new beginning for us, the Pro Legal Trust. Look at the happy face of the father, Mr. Jairam. So please come forward to the picture.
I request Annapurna Pashupati, please come on the stage. She is an advocate from Puttur. I just want to announce two importance. The next Purna is Pro Legal Trust programs is in Tumkur and Puttur, Mangalore and Belgaum. It is going on. All supports from this. Please come. Now, we have arrived at the moment of reflection
I would request all the dignitaries to please take the seat. We just finished the validation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for patiently waiting, all the dignitaries amidst your busy schedule. Now we have arrived at the moment of reflection. A moment to gather the essence of everything we witnessed today. The Advocates' Day celebration to unveiling of the book Criminalistic Forensics and whatnot, the testament of the luminaries being here with us today. And to deliver this special moment, we have amongst us the respected advocate, a voice of wisdom, warmth, and deep in sincerity. I would request Sri H.V. Muralidhara Murthy to render the oath of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and my fellow legal comrades on the off the dais. First and foremost, my sincere thanks of the legal limelight and on my own behalf. It gives me immense pleasure to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, our sincere and thanks to Justice Gopal Gowda, who has, despite busy schedule, readily agreed and came to grace the function. Thank you very much. We are all fortunate to have with us today Sri P.V. Acharya amongst us, who has kindly consented to be the part of this evening function. Thank you very much for your best luck. My sincere thanks are also due to Dr. Sri D.R. Ravishankar, who has given a keynote address and also enlightened us today. The topic being the current subject matter which is bothering most of us. With this wonderful thought, as suggested by him, let us become the master of art of intelligence, not the servant of art of intelligence. My special thanks are also due to Dr. M.K. Nagaraj, whose book is released today, which is a collector's edition. All of us should have in our library. Thank you very much, sir. Not to forget Mrs. Geeta Shankar, who is present amongst us today and enlightened us on the activities of PRCI. My special thanks to you. Sri Arvind Kumar, a well-known senior advocate, is also amongst us today. We are fortunate to have him in this evening, and my special thanks are also to you, sir, for your kind presence. And last but not least, our special thanks are also due to Sri M.B. Jairam, Chairman and Chief Mentor of PRCI. Without his kind support and guidance, this function would not have been possible and successful. Thank you very much, sir, for your kind support and guidance. If I say thanks to Sri H.L. Ramakrishna, it will be too less. His untiring effort has made this function a great success. The Advocates' Day has become a more meaningful. Once again, thanks to you, Mr. Ram. And finally, special thanks and great pranams to all the audience, and most of them are deserved to sit on the dais, as audience consists of very senior advocates and legal luminaries. A big thanks for all the audience once again. Thank you for one and all who directly and indirectly supported for the conduct of this Advocates' Day. Special thanks to our Master of Ceremony, Madam. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry, I forgot. Mr. Srinivas is also amongst us. He has given untiring special efforts and to us to conduct this function in a great way. Thank you.
Kindly request all the ladies and gentlemen to please rise for the national anthem as we conclude this momentous occasion.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you all. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this ceremony. We witnessed brilliance on the stage, we honored excellence amongst us, and we celebrated a legacy, leadership, and enlightenment. Thank you all. Please join us for dinner. On behalf of Pro Legal Trust, Legal Limelight, and PRCI Bangalore chapter, I extend my deepest appreciation to all our dignitaries, awardees, guests, and every wonderful soul present here this evening. Thank you so much, everyone.